I'm Susan Carruthers, and welcome to this week's edition of AHSAA Weekly. Hosting this show feels a little bit like a homecoming to me because my grandfather, Herman L. Bubba Scott, led this organization for many years and through several historic events, including the integration of high school sports and the establishment of Title IX. But enough about my history. Let's get to some Alabama high school athletes and coaches that made history this week. On this week's show, we'll meet Fairhope head football coach Tim Carter and Nolan Phillips, who made a winning interception on the last play of the game to win over Spanish Fort last week. We're also excited to introduce our Making a Difference Award by showing you this week's Class 1A feature, Pat Thompson of Sweetwater High School. We've got an interview with Jasper High School volleyball coach Bobby Daniels, whose next win will be his 902nd career victory. And I know you won't want to miss David Holtzford's AHSAA Weekly Highlights. All of that and so much more coming up on this week's edition of AHSAA Weekly.
The perfect checking account doesn't exist. Not at a bank, that is. So why do you keep looking there? At AmFirst, you can get no minimum balance or monthly fees, an instant issue debit card, and free checks with unlimited check writing. But who doesn't want more? Like a rewards program you'll actually use, and convenient digital tools that make it easy to manage your account from anywhere. Now you could try and find that at a bank, or you could save yourself the trouble by checking with us.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Alabama, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
We are joined now with Fairhope head football coach Tim Carter and outstanding defensive back Nolan Phillips. Welcome, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
You know, I'm sure the whole state may have heard by now about the exciting ending to your game last Friday night. Can y'all tell us a little bit about what happened?
Go ahead, Nolan.
Well, we were obviously tied going into the fourth quarter, and we had like 20 seconds left on the clock, I think, or 15. And we went in the huddle. We called a timeout. We went in the huddle, and I think it was one of y'all or my DB coach telling us that we had to play further back because obviously they're going to pass it there in that situation. So once I snapped the ball, everybody started dropping back. And once I saw the ball in the air, I knew that I had a chance of catching it. So I just went up to it and caught it, I guess. And then obviously returned it from there. Had great blocking from my teammates as well.
Well, great. Coach, you know, I've heard coaches say that they have their team practice every imaginable situation. So is this something you guys have practiced, or is this something you couldn't even imagine?
Yeah, we drew it up. We were planning on that right before the pass. No, I'm just kidding. You know, we work on interception returns, but, you know, for it to happen like that and a storybook opportunity, we had encouraged them. They had the momentum probably midway through the fourth quarter, and we finally were hoping to get back out. Our offense scored, tied the game back up at 28, and we were just trying to create a positive mindset for them. And we just said, somebody's going to make a big play. We don't have a turnover yet. We've not created a turnover. Just trying to get them to paint the image of being aggressive rather than just sitting back on their heels. And boy, I tell you what, Nolan sees that. The way he went and high pointed that was not even his receiver. He went to the inside receiver when he read the pass, and just a very athletic play. And when he caught it, I really thought he would fall down, but he landed on his feet somehow, and he made two guys miss right off the bat. And he's got really good speed, as you can tell. And when he got going and we saw that, you know, it kind of almost looked like, I hate to say this, but the kick six with Auburn, the linemen were trying to get over there, but I felt like he would get the sidelines, and he did have a host of guys helping him. But when he turned on the jets, I mean, it was, it was very good. And the thing is, The clock struck 0 when he was about on the 30-yard line, so it was an all or nothing play. I mean, if they tackled him on the 1, it's overtime. And so the whole crowd, the whole sidelines were like, "Oh my God, get in! Come on, get in! Score! Score! Score!" And of course, he made a beautiful cut right at the end and got a block from PJ Harbin, and it put him in the end zone.
Well, and Nolan, we saw in the highlight video that you got mobbed by your team in the end zone, but tell me what has happened since then. Have you been kind of big man on campus this week at school?
Yes, ma'am. Like, well, a bunch of people around town have been noticing me, like when I've gone out. And I think it was, yesterday at school, we were at lunch and some of my teammates made everybody stand up and give a standing ovation for me. And it's just been really fun.
Well, as much fun as it is to enjoy this victory and that highlight especially, I know that you can't rest on it for too long. So tell us what's next for your team.
Well, we obviously can't focus on last week's game. We obviously won, that's good. And it gives us
Confidence.
It gives us confidence going into next week. But we obviously have a good opponent in Gulf Breeze, so we got to lock in and get prepared for that game.
That was a real political answer, Susan. He's still riding on cloud 9. His mother said he went to bed at 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. That's how excited he still was. So, you know, he's floating around here, but it definitely was a confidence builder. We've got a lot of inexperienced young men, and to win a game in that fashion, I really think just kind of energizes them a little bit more.
Well, fantastic. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Nolan, you enjoy that time on Cloud 9, and good luck the rest of the season. We'll be right back after this break.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Alabama. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the AHSAA.
I need the King boys.
Don't call 2 clowns in a tow truck when you're dreaming of them King boys.
Welcome back to AHSAA Weekly. We are so excited this week to kick off our Making a Difference Awards. And our first feature will be Coach Pat Thompson from 1A Sweetwater High School.
Well, I grew up in Vineland, Alabama, about 12 miles from Sweetwater. Went to Catherine Academy, and just, going into education, going into coaching, always played all 3 sports. So, sports were a big part of my life. I felt like that's what I wanted to do. And then as I got into it, realized, what an impact you could have with kids and students. So the biggest challenge we have at our school is sharing of athletes, making sure that the kids are getting what they need at the different times of the year, whether they're football, baseball, basketball. That's been a little challenging at times, but, getting kids there, having them committed to being there, that's big. Oh, the rewards is just seeing kids be successful. We've had some kids be really successful and go on to the next level and be able to play. And so just seeing kids be successful and accomplish a lot of their goals and dreams. My philosophy, is just to be fair to the kids and give them my best and then expect that from them. So as we go out every day, we always talk about, we got to get better today and being a good person. we just try to focus on those kids and make sure that they're successful. My wife has done a great job with me, helping me in that aspect. You know, she always brings up stuff about kids, and she may know some things that I don't know. And so we just try to make sure that we take care of each individual kid. Tell them we love them every day before we leave, you know, that kind of thing. Sometimes, you know, coaches, it's our way or no way, you know, and calling plays on Friday nights, you know. We got in the playoffs this year, and he started coming to me going, Dad, I think we can do this. And, you know, I started seeing what he was seeing. And, you know, so I said, all right, let's try it, you know. So it really worked really well for us. Well, just being friends with Coach Luker and Coach Atkins, you know, go to church with him every Sunday. And, you know, he's always asking me questions, and, you know, about what's going on and what's happening at the school. So just being around those guys all the time is a lot of pressure when I first started, you know. But I'll tell you, Coach Atkins was one of the first people to call me and congratulate me on getting the job. You know, and Coach Luker, like I said, me and him go to church together as well. We're talking every Sunday. I just talked yesterday, matter of fact, about some coaching changes in the area. So you know, those guys are great mentors and been great people to be around. You know, I really don't know what you'd call it. Our kids work hard and they believe. You know, and I guess that's what you'd say they've got in them. They've got a belief that they're going to be good and that they're going to win. And, you know, it's been easy to coach them. When you go out there on the field every day, knowing that they're going to give you their best, and then on Friday nights they're going to turn around and try to play their best they can. They got an aunt and uncle somewhere sitting up there in those bleachers watching them, you know, maybe down in that end zone. So they want to represent their family well, and that's big. My biggest thing, I guess, is I've got a niece or a nephew that's probably in that age group. Whatever group it is coming along, I'm kin to a lot of people there at the school, and you know, I've got a 7th grade niece now that's cheering and playing volleyball, and then I've got an 8th grade nephew playing. So it's just, you know, just being able to relate with those groups because I know those kids, and so it's been kind of nice to be able to have a relative in there that can kind of, you know, keep me involved with those groups as well. Well, you know, I think about like my mother-in-law. She was in education for 30 years and just did a wonderful job, and kids still to this very day call her Mama. You know, they come up to her all the time, you know, and then my parents, you know, they instilled in me that hard work and, you know, and effort that you have to give to be successful. And I hope that I'm just relaying that to the kids. I love it. You know, I did some other jobs, and I tell people all the time, if I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be a carpenter, because I really enjoyed that work. But I do. I love my job. I love being around the kids. I love just seeing them excel and do well.
Let's welcome Jasper High School volleyball coach Bobby Daniels. Welcome, Coach Daniels, to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, you've got some exciting news. You have reached a huge milestone in Alabama high school athletics. You have achieved not only your 900th win, but your 901st win this past weekend, right?
That's correct. That's correct. I have a lot of talented young ladies to thank for that.
Yes, I understand. Well, tell us a little bit about how it feels to reach such an incredible milestone.
Well, I really don't get into personal achievements. You know, right now we're just trying to develop the team chemistry and have as good a team as we can this year for Jasper High School. So, you know, maybe one day I'll look back and it'll mean more. But right now I'm trying to figure out how to win tonight against Gardendale.
And I understand that you have won state championships at 2 schools. So what would you say is the secret to your coaching success?
Well, we're actually the only state championships I've won are at Jasper. I've finished runner-up twice at other schools, but the only state championships are at Jasper. You know, as I mentioned earlier, I've been fortunate to coach a lot of talented young ladies who had a work ethic and a desire to be really good at what they did. So, you know, I've just been blessed to be around a bunch of talented young ladies and that bought into what I was trying to bring across.
Well, and I can imagine as a parent as well as a coach, it was really special that in your career you got to coach both of your daughters.
Well, actually, my daughters are the ones that got me into coaching volleyball. And so, yeah, that was some special times. And actually, 2 of those years, my daughters was on the same team for 2 years. So, yeah, I've had some enjoyable moments when coaching my daughters. Now, sometimes it made for a little tense things at home because my wife may not agreed with what I was doing. So, but yeah, it was great.
Well, and obviously it was such a great experience for your daughters that they chose to follow in your footsteps and go into coaching themselves. So where and what sports do they coach?
All right. My oldest daughter, Cassie Mullinack, she's now at Decatur High School, and she's the head volleyball coach there. My youngest daughter, Chrissy DeCamper, she is my assistant coach here at Jasper now.
Well, so 901 wins. What is the next goal? Are you going for 1,000?
Well, my next goal is try to win tonight. So I don't have no end game. It's not about how many wins that I have. I really try to work for my team to be the best and be playing the best they can possibly play. So it's, one day I may add them up, but right now that's not really something I look at. Yep. I would like to shout out to all the young ladies that played for me at Winston County, Curry, Arab, and Jasper. Thanks for having me, okay?
Thank you so much, and we'll be right back with more of AHSAA Weekly.
The perfect checking account doesn't exist. Not at a bank, that is. So why do you keep looking there? At AmFirst, you can get no minimum balance or monthly fees, an instant issue debit card, and free checks with unlimited check writing. But who doesn't want more? Like a rewards program you'll actually use, and convenient digital tools that make it easy to manage your account from anywhere. Now you could try and find that at a bank, or you could save yourself the trouble by checking with us.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Alabama, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Mr. President, Bessemer Superhighway is backed up. What are we gonna do?
Are you serious? Get me the King Boys.
King Boys Towing is the fastest growing tow and recovery company in Birmingham and surrounding areas for one reason. Our customers are our top priority. Whether your car's been in an accident, is stuck in the driveway and won't start, or you just need a tow to your preferred repair shop, give us a call. Our fleet of flatbed tow trucks will provide courteous and fast service. King Boys Towing, 205-428-3235.
And now we're back with weekly highlights from Week 0, compiled by AHSAA's David Holtzford. Let's talk about football and volleyball. We open this week's highlights with a look in on Spain Park High School's season opener versus Calera. The Jags took to the field under the direction of new head coach Tim Vakakis. Action starts quick on the field, with Calera quarterback Preston Stokes connecting with Braylon Farrington across the middle, and the speedy receiver races 85 yards for a touchdown to give the Eagles a 7-0 lead. Later in the first quarter, Spain Park is deep in Calera territory at the Eagles' 25-yard line. Evan Smallwood takes the snap and delivers a screen pass to DeCary Shanks, who slips out of the backfield and follows his blockers to the end zone for a touchdown that ties the game 7-7. We jump to the fourth quarter with Calera leading 10-7, but the Jaguars are threatening. Quarterback Smallwood takes the snap and can't find an open receiver, so he tucks the ball and dives into the end zone to give Spain Park the lead and a 14-10 victory, and the first Jags win in Tim Vakakis' coaching era. Next, we head up I-65 to Coleman High School, where the Class 6A Bearcats are taking on Mars Hill Bible. The Panthers, playing in Class 3A for the first time, jump out to a quick 10-0 lead. That's when the Bearcats turn to a little double pass trickery. Turner Gaines took a pass in the backfield and tossed the ball to L.J. Turner, who took the ball 65 yards to the Mars Hill 15-yard line, setting up running back Peyton Gray's touchdown run to cut the deficit to 10-7. In the fourth, we pick up the action with Mars Hill looking to take the 10-7 lead into the win column by kneeling to run out the clock. A penalty backs them up and they keep kneeling. On fourth down, Mars Hill planned to punt or take a safety with a 3-point lead in the final moments, but Garrett Hall had another idea. The Coleman senior stripped the ball from Mars Hill's punter in the end zone, and fellow Coleman senior Ben Washburn fell on the ball for a touchdown as time expired, and the Bearcats earned a stunning 13-10 win over the small school Shoals powerhouse. I've coached 30 years, Coleman coach Oscar Glasscock told the Coleman Times, and I've never been a part of a game that ended like that. Now we move on to volleyball action in Class 7A. Oak Mountain High School opened its season at home against Bayside Academy. The Lady Admirals, playing in Class 6A for the first time, roll in with a national winning streak of 20 straight state titles. What a match this was, going 5 sets to decide the outcome. Ultimately, Oak Mountain won 16-14 in the 5th set to take the victory. Abby Odell and Ava Heath had 9 kills each in the match for the Eagles. Lauren Schussler had 20 assists and 5 aces, and Michaela Ragland had 23 digs. We stay with volleyball, where we pick up Spanish Fort traveling to defending Class 6A state champion Mountain Brook before participating in the Juanita Bodie Classic over the weekend. The Toros win the match 3-1 as part of the Toros' 5-2 record to start the season. Reese Varden had 14 kills in the match against the Spartans. Alexis Bellarmino had 3 aces and 14 digs to help the Toros. Let's head back to football. On the final play of the game, as time expired, Nolan Phillips comes up with the interception and takes it 80 yards down the sidelines as time expires for the win, as Fairhope gets the season off to an amazing start, winning this one 34-28 over Spanish Fort. Daphne High School hosted Saraland in a Gulf Coast showdown. Take a look at this incredible special teams play. Saraland's Ryan Williams takes a Daphne punt at his own 33-yard line and makes a number of would-be tacklers miss as he speeds 67 yards to the end zone for a touchdown. That play helped spark the 6A Spartans to a 42-23 win over the Class 7A Trojans to open the 2022 season. Next, we take you to Montgomery with highlights from the 2022 Kickoff Classic between Helena and Chelsea. We'll turn the mic over to Rick Rhodes and Mickey Shadricks for the calls.
Well, game one of the AHSAA Kickoff Classic in Montgomery. Helena knocking off Chelsea 28-6. Coach Rick Rhodes joining me here. And Coach, this Shelby County rivalry taking center stage in game one of the Kickoff Classic. Helena got off to a great start, literally on the game's opening kickoff, and then they just dominated with old-fashioned football, running the ball, stopping the run, and a solid special teams all night.
Yeah, well, that's, I mean, you just said it all, Mickey. I mean, those 3 things really dominated the first half, and they got up to a big 21-0 lead and really just kind of coasted it from there. As we take a look at it right here, as you said, this first play is really critical.
And here is the game's opening kickoff. And Jordan Washington, Coach, who we knew coming in would be a key factor in this game, wasted no time showing it because he returns this opening kickoff all the way back to the 2-yard line. And as we'll see in a moment, punches it in pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, you know, we knew he's one of the best players in the state, and he sure showed it tonight. There he is, off tackle for the score. Great power, great body lean, good speed. I mean, he really had quite a night, and when it really mattered, he was basically unstoppable. You see him again for another score, breaks a tackle, gets north and south. But Chelsea will have their moments. A big hit right there by Fortenberry.
And this was their longest play from scrimmage here in the first half. You know, really it was their defense behind Fortenberry and McNeil who really kind of kept them in this game in the first half until they could really get some spark going on their offense in the second half.
Yeah, but this is the end of a great drive right there. Quarterback counter for a touchdown to make it 21-0 at halftime. Chelsea's going to show a spark. They get a drive going. But Helena will come up big with a big hit on 4th down to stop that drive. Big interference call right here is going to set Helena up for yet another drive.
Helena would wind up, Coach, punching it in here on a nice job. Llewellyn buying time and finding his receiver. This put them up 28-0 then. And after that good drive to start the second half that didn't result in points, Chelsea finally breaks through here.
Yeah, they do. Get a little spark in their running game. Really a nice job there. And a little mishandle on the handoff, but nice inside cut. Takes it into the end zone for Chelsea's score of the night. And that'll do it.
Chelsea, much better second half, but just too much Helena in the first half, as Helena wins it by a final score of 28-6.
We close out this week's highlights with a look at Auburn's win over Hoover. We turn it over to D. Mark Mitchell and Coach Rhodes for commentary on the game.
Back here at Crampton Bowl, final score 17-14. Auburn wins the opener here in the AHSAA Kickoff Classic. Coach, it was a good one. 14 by Auburn in the first half. Hoover comes back, scores 14 straight, and Auburn, Tyler Towns Magoo, player of the game, nails the field.
33,
nails the field.
I mean, split it from about 36 yards.
Nailed it.
Yeah, and you know, these are the number 3 and number 5 ranked teams in the state, and I'd say the game lived up to that.
Oh, it did.
Hard-hitting affair, some big plays, very physical game. Auburn really dominated the first half. There's their second score to put them up 14-0. But Hoover's going to come back. The blocked punt we thought maybe was going to be the difference in the game. They come back with a second score to tie the game at 14-14, and it looked like that Hoover had all the momentum and that that was going to be it. But Auburn's defense is going to lead the way, and some very timely plays by the Auburn offense, and of course that clutch kick by Magoo to give this gentleman another big win to go with so many others in his career. I'm sure that Coach Waldrop is going to have a great program at Hoover, but the night belongs to the Auburn Tigers.
Absolutely. I applaud both programs, administration, a lot of class on the field. Players handled themselves well. I thought it was a great opener. You had to have a winner and a loser, and I know Hoover didn't want to win, didn't want to lose, but they did. You got to give credit to Auburn High.
No, I think absolutely. I mean, in the end, they made the plays they had to win the game. It really was a great opening weekend for high school football in this state. Good crowd right here. It was really a lot of fun to be a part of it.
Yeah, Coach, I enjoyed being with you.
Oh,
I appreciate
great.
you.
It was great.
Your hospitality is great, and I appreciate your wife shout out too. She's already my favorite. I can tell you that, Coach. All right. All right, final score, Auburn wins the opener here at Crampton Bowl in Montgomery 17-14 on an absolutely gorgeous night here in Montgomery. The AHSAA football coverage continues on WOTM throughout the entire year on Thursday and some Friday nights. That's Coach Rick Rhodes. I'm D. Mark Mitchell. We appreciate y'all being with us.
We hope you enjoyed this week's highlights. And of course, if you have highlights to share, please send them along to the email address on the screen. And be sure to tune in next week for even more special features and highlights on Alabama high school athletes and coaches. I'm Susan Carruthers for AHSAA Weekly.